Now I am coming to the part 2 of the story. You already came to know that Mr. Hirambi Otis, one American minister, he bought the Canterville Chase from Lord Canterville, and Lord Canterville warned that for 300 years one ghost had been haunting the house, and his grand aunt, uh, Greece grand aunt Dowager Duchess, had experienced an incident of the ghost, and then the Reverend Rector of the parish, Mr. Augustus D. Dampier, he also noticed the ghost. So the young servants also did not like to stay in the house, and Lady Canterville used to hear some noise which was coming from the corridor of the library, and she was also very afraid, so she did not stay in the house. And but Mr. Hirambi Otis did not believe in everything, and he made a fun that he would buy the ghost as well as the house, and at the same valuation, and he would display the ghost in a museum. And then the family members of Mr. Otis came to Mr. Otis, and came to stay at the Canterville Chase. So, number 2. As Inter Canterville Chase is 7 miles from Ascot, the nearest railway station, Mr. Otis had telegraphed from a wagonette to meet them. Now, as Canterville Chase was just 7 miles from Ascot, and it was the nearest railway station, and Mr. Otis had already telegraphed for a wagonette, means horse-drawn carriage, and to meet them. And they started their drive in a very high speed. They were very happy that they bought a new house, they were going to a new place, they were enjoying their drive. It was a lovely July evening, and the year was dedicated with the scent of the pine woods. So it was lovely July evening, and they could smell the beautiful smell of the lovely July evening from the pine woods. Now and then they heard a wood pigeon or saw deep in the rustling fir. Now then they could hear the cooing of a wood pigeon, or they could see them deep in the rustling fern, the burnished breast of the pheasant. Pheasant means a very colorful bird. They used to play in the fern or the bushes of ferns, and they were having a nice time, and they were very colorful, they were happy, and they were making a type of sound which was coming from the ferny bushes, that was mentioned as rustling. And then little squirrels peered at them from the beech trees as they went by, and they could also see little squirrels, they were peeping out of the beech trees, means long big trees, big beech trees with a type of woods trees. They were looking out of them, and then they could see that the rabbits scudded away through the brushwood. So then the rabbits which were there, they were running here and there in the dense undergrowth of small bushes or trees. Okay. So, as they entered the avenue of Canterville Chase, however, the sky became suddenly overcast with clouds. A curious stillness seemed to hold the atmosphere. A great flight of rooks passed silently over their heads, and therefore they reached the house. Some big drops of rain had fallen. So what happened? They were moving to the Canterville Chase, and they could see what? The sky became suddenly overcast, means became very cloudy with clouds. A curious stillness means the whole atmosphere suddenly stayed. And what happened? The sky was overcast, the sky was full with clouds. A curious stillness means it seemed that everything has stopped. There was no sound at all, and there was no movement, and seemed to hold the atmosphere, means there was no wind blowing, and everything became calm and peaceful. It seemed to hold the atmosphere in like that, means a great flight of rooks. They could see the birds, means huge birds, they were passing over the heads. Great flight means many birds which are dark colored birds, or more or less resembling the crow. They were just flying over their heads, and they were also very silent. And before they reached the house, big drops of rain had fallen. So before they reached the house, they could experience few drops of rain. So it could be said that it was a perfect condition, means very mysterious and very ghostly atmosphere. Standing on the steps to receive them was an old woman, neatly dressed black silk with a white cap and apron, and this was Mrs. Umney, the housekeeper, whom Mrs. Otis, at Lady Canterville's earnest request, had consented to keep in her former position. So standing on the steps was the housekeeper, whose name was Mrs. Unni. He was neatly dressed in black silk dress with a white cap and an apron she was wearing, and the housekeeper was already appointed by Lord Canterville, but Mrs. Otis earnestly requested Mr. Otis not to remove the housekeeper from her position. So she was also engaged as the housekeeper of Mr. Otis also. She made them each a low curtsy as they alighted and said in a quaint, old-fashioned manner, "I bid you welcome to Canterville Chase." Now she bowed her head, she welcomed everyone them, and in a very quaint, in a very means feeble, and in a very old-fashioned style of English, she said that she was welcoming everyone to Canterville Chase. Following her, they passed through the fine Tudor hall in the library, at the end of which was a large stained glass window. So they followed her, and it was the hall's name was a Tudor hall, and they were passing through the hall, and they went into the library, and then at the end of the corridor, they could see what? A large stained glass window. Then they found tea laid out for them. There they found that tea had been made for them, and they sat down and began to look round while Mrs. Wimley waited on them. Mrs. Wimley was carefully waiting, and they were just looking. Everyone was looking around. Everyone was watching around them. Suddenly, Mrs. Otis caught sight of a dull red stain on the floor. Now, Mrs. Otis could see what on a sight of a dull red stain on the floor, just by the fireplace, and quite unconscious of what is really signified, said to Mrs. Umli, "I am afraid something has been split there." Now, what happened? It was just beside the fireplace. A red spot was there, and quite unconscious of what is really signified, means what was there, what was it, what did it mean? Means what did it mean? Mrs. Umli could not understand. She was quite unconscious. She could see a spot. "I am afraid of something has been split there." She pointed out that something had been split there, means something had been fallen there. "Yes, madam," replied the old housekeeper in a low voice. "Blood has been split on that spot." So she said in a very casual manner that blood had been split on the spot. "And how horrid!" cried Mrs. Otis. "I don't at all care for bloodstains in a sitting room. It must be removed at once." Now, Mrs. Otis was very horrified, and she pointed out that she did not care at all for bloodstains in a sitting room. It must be removed at once. She pointed out what? That she would not allow to have any bloodstains on the floor, and it must be that must be removed at once. The old woman smiled and answered in the same low, mysterious voice. So the woman answered in a very mysterious voice.